Welcome to my Christus Rex video remix. A few weeks ago, the internet exploded with inspiring footage of the Paris Chartres pilgrimage, followed by registrations opening for the Christus Rex pilgrimage in Australia, which goes from Ballarat to Bendigo, which this video is about. Now, while milling around after Mass, a friend suggested that I re-upload my old video with better title and description, so a shout out to that video channel, which is churchtimes.info, very quirky channel. And so I've gone with that. I've cut down the video by 27% to focus on the pilgrimage. And here it is, ready for you to watch. God bless. Hello. This year we went on the Christus Rex pilgrimage, and I thought it would be worthwhile doing a little video to explain what that involved and how it all went. It was hard and painful and difficult, as well as it was really uplifting, and it was possibly the mixture of getting through it all made such a high for the end of it. Anyway, Christus Rex. Have you heard of the Christus Rex pilgrimage before? It is a pilgrimage in Australia. So the map is a bit upside down. You start at the bottom at Ballarat, then go up this wiggly line all the way up to Bendigo. So there's a little picture of Ballarat Cathedral down the bottom and a little picture of Bendigo Cathedral up the top. You can see there's this dotted line where we actually don't walk. It's 90 kilometres of walking already. It'd be 120 or something if you walk the whole way. So they get buses from Newstead very early in the morning. It's still very penitential, and then drop everyone off down here. Then they walk to Lockwood South for morning tea, Kangaroo flat for lunch, and then Bendigo for Mass at the end. Okay, so you can see these little chalice and host symbols that show where Mass happens. So there's 3 Masses. Ridiculously early Friday morning, middle of the day Saturday, and then end of the day on Sunday. So that gives you an overview. Anyway, yes, let's get on with the photos, I compiled everything into a web page, going from photos I took and also Instagram posts from the Christus Rex pilgrimage official account and from my account. So the first one is my knitting. I sort of anticipated a lot of waiting around, and there was a fair bit of knitting I got done on the drive, so you can see the before and after. They're a bit longer now, but it's not an incredible amount of knitting. So if you want to have lots of time for knitting, don't take kids to the pilgrimage, because there's lots of stuff to do. So back to the pilgrimage. So Ballarat is where it begins, and you get to Mass on Friday morning. It's a 6 a.m. Mass. I was in the choir. Sometimes they'd have a requiem Mass on the Thursday night, but that didn't happen this time, and we were running too late with all the flooding to get there on time anyway. Okay, so have Mass. Great start. Then there's the pep talk. We have breakfast in the meantime, so there's breakfast over the side, and then gather out. You can see all the wet weather gear. It's raining. We use the umbrella because my camera doesn't like rain, so not everyone has an umbrella. And part of the blessing is you lie down, everyone prostrates themselves, and they get sprinkled with holy water, and there's puddles all over the place. So, that was memorable, and that meant, I was pretty soggy even before the pilgrimage started. So with the first leg, I have never walked the first leg, and I'm not even sure exactly where it goes, but it goes through the forest, so they get to walk down the middle of the road for a bit. I went with the family we're staying with to find off shops to get more cold weather gear because it was very cold. And also waterproof shoes. My shoes were leaking all over the place. My feet were soggy even before the walk started. So I got some very practical shoes which kept out the water for the rest of the pilgrimage. Okay, so the first stop was Creswick. This is the 3 of us. Someone kindly took a photo of us. I seem to have forgotten how to smile, so apparently, anyway, I can't do that smile now, but it was cold. This is the photo of the pace car. It's so cool. They've got the Christ the King logo on it. Yeah. They got shortwave radios to keep in touch. It's all got a lot of structure around it, but you'd expect that because there's like 500 people doing the walk. This Smeaton was the first stop overnight. I didn't take photos, but Children's Chapter taught the kids some rounds from Pueri Publications. This isn't a sponsored link, but Pueri Publications is doing some really cool stuff. Children's First Chance. You have a look at this. It's one of those little, have you seen those Chinese sort of books with, it doesn't have to be Chinese, but they've got a keyboard in the book. So it's a little board book with a keyboard. Yeah. So this is a board book with a keyboard, except the music is Gregorian chant. So can you see that? The do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi. Yep. Isn't that cool? We said a rosary, which was a great idea because there's a whole hall where people are just setting up for the night and hours to go until dinner. So actually, yeah, saying another rosary. Well, it was my first rosary because I'd been in the car all day. But other people on the walk probably already said a rosary. Okay. So it's Smeaton. So my son set up tents. Oh, it's 2 sons. I had 2 sons this year on the camp. And they camped at Smeaton, and the rest of us went back to Ballarat, all ready to get back to Smeaton for an early morning start. Campbelltown's highlight is the open air mass. So, okay, so you might see a lot of photos. This tent is enormous. I think it was made for World Youth Day, and my mother's sewing machine was involved somewhere along the line because she has a semi-industrial sewing machine. And yes, the people who are organising it, got her sewing machine, I think, and lots of people sitting on pine logs. Oh, there's just the 2 photos. Should have put more photos. But anyway, there's the choir was in a marquee, so we have a little bit of shelter from the elements. But it's, again, it's not a choir loft as such. We'll get the choir loft on the last day. Anyway, the holy water font I put in because still in Australia, most churches don't have holy water in their holy water fonts yet. So it was so good to see holy water in a holy water font, practically sort of in a church where we were setting up. So yes, there's all solemn Latin Mass. You can see, I think Father Gilbride, am I supposed to name names? Anyway, yeah, we got wonderful priests and service. He's another priest. And it was good. This is where we sang, because it's a Saturday, so we're doing a votive Mass of Our Lady. And I think there were a few choices. I haven't been involved in the choir before because I had lots of children to look after. And they did the Ave Maria Virgo Serena by Josquin de Pré. And it was great. Yeah, it was quite challenging. Anyway, so that afternoon. So after that, that's where I actually joined the walk, and I walked the next leg from Campbelltown to Sandon Cemetery. And you can see me in the photo. That's me. That's my stripy jumper. And so they say prayers at the cemetery, including the Dies Irae. So from Sandon, they walked to Newstead. Again, I didn't take any photos, but there's a park across the road. So we took the kids until it started raining. It's raining now by the sounds of it. So we've had a lot of rain lately. And then the next day, first of all, they go to Lockwood South and up to Kangaroo Flat. And then here's a photo from 2012, just for comparison. So the water, there's a weir on the left, which you can see in the next photo. You can see all the water gushing over it this time. And yeah, lots of water. But in previous years, there hasn't been that much water. So yeah, 2022, lots of water. Now, before we get to Bendigo, can I share another video? A lot of the time, this is where I am, is driving past the pilgrims. There. You see, most of the time the pilgrims are walking on the side of the road. They have to keep over the left side of the white line, theoretically, but it's pretty soggy over there. So the guys in the... I said I'd stop and wait for Christopher, so they'll be overtaking me. I'll mute him. Mute myself. Okay. And the guys they've got the high-vis vests, they're the marshals. So they get about 20 marshals for each leg of the journey, I think, this year. So I think I might have been going to drop off someone at this stage, because you're often, picking up someone who wants to rejoin the pilgrimage. But, you can't see park right inside where the pilgrims are walking. You have to go ahead. That's the first vehicle coming up ahead, which is straight in front of the pilgrimage. You see the crucifix? Yeah, so the cross-bearer goes in front all the time. Everyone has to stay behind the cross-bearer. Yeah, so it's the first car in front, and then further in front there's a warning car with the sign on the top and everything. So that gives you a bit of an idea. So Bendigo is the destination, and the Christus Rex people did a similar sort of video driving past with the final leg people. So there's another one where I wasn't walking. I was driving around the other side of the block to get to the park where they stop. And also to find a good parking spot so I could get to the church and get ready for the final mass. Do you want to watch this video? Or you can find it. You can go to Christus Rex pilgrimage, and that's a great walk through final stretch into Bendigo. Yep. Oh, but this one, didn't I have something in between? Okay. So this is the park. Let's get a little bit of volume. The sound quality on my camera is really terrible. I'm sorry about that. There we go. And there's my assistant welcoming the pilgrims in her own special way. Oh, and this is where I couldn't actually turn the camera off because my mobile phone's a bit challenged in that way. Yeah. So a lot of the videos have this terrible tale of me trying to turn off your silly phone. Yes. Oh, there you go. Yes. So that's the park. This is a banner they've got saying Traditionis Custodes. See, before Traditionis Custodes was a thing, there was this banner, but in previous years it would have just gone straight over my head. But yeah, Sandhurst have been using the title Traditionis Custodes for their group of pilgrims. Yeah. So it's good to see the real custodians of, I shouldn't say real custodians of tradition, should I? But anyway, yes, it was good. And this is the front of the cathedral where everyone was getting ready to go in at this stage. Yeah, because once you get to the cathedral, yeah, I have to show you another video. Okay. Yeah, there's me singing along. You can hear the pilgrims coming. So I'm the steps of the cathedral looking down, and they're coming around the corner. And you can hear the bells ringing. They start ringing the bells in the cathedral. It's all hipping up. Okay. And there's the sound technicians getting ready because they have a bit of a public address before we go in. Yeah, more blessings and stuff. What they do, they go up the side there, the side of the church. So you think, yeah, we're going into the church, but they redirect you, say, no, go this way. And so you'll go around the church once, all the way around a big cathedral, all the way around the back. There's toilets at the back, so some people peel off to take care of stuff. And there's drinks as well, so you can have a drink of water. And they come around the front and they think, now we can go in the cathedral. But no, everyone's at the front saying, go around again. We go around the whole cathedral 3 times. I mean, there's no one actually compelling you, saying you can't come in until you've gone around 3 times. But yes, enthusiastic people like me who haven't done a whole lot of walking gladly go around 3 times. And the 3rd time I had to carry my assistant on my back. But that was all good. The next video I've got is the bit of the blessing. And I just wanted to swipe up to show how big this place is. Yeah, and then when they finally open the doors to let the pilgrims in, there's all this incense coming out, and you think, there's so much incense already and Mass hasn't even started, but they actually were incensing people as they came in the doors. So that's why there was so much incense coming out. Yeah, it wasn't full of incense yet, but there was a lot of incense being used. Yeah, I think you can see there's a lot of incense there. You ready for Louder Jerusalem? So this is just the offertory. One of my daughters in the orange. Yeah, I think that was the last time through. We were singing between the verses of a psalm, and it just was so long because we must have sung it like 15 times or something. But they were doing all the incense. And from my perspective, because when I'm singing the offertory at Mass, I'm looking for when he's ready to do the orate fratres. So now when the priest turns around to orate fratres, you've got to wrap it up because you've only got a little bit more time before the Mass is ready to go on. But this Mass, it just kept going and going and going. And, yeah, you can see the thurifers coming up to the front to incense everyone. And that's really the last step. So it worked well. At the top, you see these wooden things. These are all sculpted or carved angels, sort of sideways. So it's like they're standing up, except they're been turned around so they're actually sideways. Their heads are sticking out. And they alternate. Every second one's got their hands like this, and every second one's got their hands like that. So, it's quite an amazing detail in the whole thing. And, that's my other... Yeah, we've seen these photos before, haven't we? Okay, so what have they got? They got the group photo at the end. And, so in this group photo, I'm somewhere around here, and my two daughters are around here, and I think my son's over there, and the other son is helping unpack all the luggage off camera. So that's where all the family is. Okay, now there's still another video I wanted to show you of the last hymn, Hail Redeemer. It's very loud too. So the Hail Redeemer is a popular hymn to Christ the King in Australia because it was written by an Australian priest over in who was buried over in Western Australia. So that's why we're singing Hail Redeemer all the time. Oh, the thing about the choir loft, coming into the choir loft through the pipe organ. So you go to the pipes there. Let's see, that's from the choir loft. So this is the most lofty choir loft we've done in the whole pilgrimage. I think that's small pipes. Bad photo taken by accident. They had wooden pipes and metal pipes. It's all good. Okay, so I'll leave that. Go back to there. That's pretty much it. So that gives you an idea of how the Christus Rex pilgrimage was to some extent. And it's mostly the presentable parts of it. There's a lot of hard slog. I mean, even just the 11 kilometres I did was amazing how... I think we were running late at the time, so it might have been a little bit faster than usual, but they had to keep you up to a fast pace. I see people with swollen feet and blisters, and it's quite physically taxing. And although there's a bus for the kids to go ahead to the next stop, still, it's pretty full on. There's the pluses and minuses. If you stay there, at least you get to just fall asleep at the stops. If you stay off-site, you've still got that travel to and from the place. Anyway, so it's modelled after the Chartres pilgrimage in France, which is a 3-day pilgrimage, and people are comparing it. They reckon this one was a bit more chatty, that the Chartres one felt a bit more prayerful, but it depends on the people you're mixing with, doesn't it? So you can hang around the prayerful people. Yeah, and everyone is there for God because no one is doing this to take the easy way. Yeah, it is good. Okay, that's pretty much it. I think that's all the show and tell I had. Okay, God bless. And see you on the pilgrimage next time, maybe.